got the juice. Ha. Said I got the.
What's up? You're watching Still Got the Juice TV. And today, our featured guest is Lil Dee.
What's good? Happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here. I tapped in with you years ago. You're not Lil Dee no more.
Nah. I'm changing the name soon. It's just about the right way to do it. I'm gonna change my name to my real name, Danny James.
Okay.
I think it's more suiting for me as an artist. I mean, a lot of people gotta remember, when I started this rap thing, I was like 10, 11 years old. So I really was Lil Dee. I'm not like that no more. It's not me anymore, but you know, I always remember the fans that know me by that name. But soon enough, in the next year or two, or however long it takes, I'm gonna change the name.
Okay. Speaking of you starting when you were 10, can you tell us about the journey and what made you want to pursue hip hop?
I love hip hop all my life. I mean, driving around in the car with my dad when I was a little baby, he used to play Biggie, Nas, Run DMC, J.M., you know, so many different hip hop artists that I grew up on before I was even doing it. And when you love something so much, you know, you always want to be a part of it. So one day I didn't have anything to do. I just wrote a rap in my room. I brought it outside to my dad. I was like, what do you think? He was like, yo, this shit's dope. Write another one. So I kept writing. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try and do this for real because it's actually going pretty good. So I started putting stuff on YouTube and Instagram, caught some attention here and there, got some reposts here and there, and it just started to blow up like that. All organic and just from consistency and being true to my roots, you know?
You said consistency.
Yeah.
You gained recognition through social media by releasing weekly freestyles.
Yeah.
How do you think platforms like social media have impacted the hip hop scene and helped artists like you?
It's definitely been a blessing for me because I don't know if I would have been necessarily discovered like that if I had come out in the 90s. I mean, I can speculate all I want, but I don't really know. All I know is that I had social media and a lot of people were like, oh, fuck social media, whatever. I decided to use it as a tool to boost me up. And that's what a lot of people are doing, especially after the algorithm changed and the whole TikTok thing and the Instagram thing where it's kind of more built to push you. So now that the social media is built to push you, if you stay consistent, no matter what you're doing and you learn from your mistakes, one way or another, for the right reason or wrong reason or whatever, your shit is gonna blow up if you stay consistent and you roll with the punches and you learn from your mistakes. I'm still learning from my mistakes because it changes so often, but I would not be in the place I am today without the help of social media.
Listen, your resume, for you to be so young, you've accomplished so much.
Appreciate
Performing
you.
at venues like Radio City Music Hall and opening for artists such as Rick Ross and Ghostface Killer.
Yeah, it's been wild. It's been a wild ride. I mean, I grew up listening to these guys, you know. I grew up going to shows at these venues because I'm from New York. I'm from Coney Island. So you go to Radio City Music Hall all your life. You go to SOBs to see other people perform and hear about it all your life. So it's kind of always been a dream for me to do these things. And as I grow up, I accomplish all the things that I wanted to accomplish when I was that little kid starting off. And, you know, all I can say is I'm blessed and I thank God every day.
More accomplishments. You've been co-signed by Redman, Ice-T, Big Daddy Kane, and Benny the Butcher.
Yeah.
So, is it safe to say, because you're a very lyrical artist,
Yeah.
is it safe to say you got that validations for your bars? Because for me, you sound authentically like hip-hop. It's the element that, you know, we've been drifting away from.
Yeah, it's definitely because of that. I mean, I feel like I had a different inspiration than everybody coming up around my age because I grew up on Nas and Big while a lot of people were growing up on like Uzi and shit like that. I'm not saying that that's bad, you know, everybody has their different lane and everything, but for me, it was like, if this is what I grew up on and this is what I love, and these are the things that are making me want to put myself into the culture, then I'm just gonna stay true to my roots and myself. I'm not gonna try and be anything that I'm not or do anything that I'm not. I'm just gonna push what it is that made me fall in love with hip hop. And that's what I'm doing. So when people from that generation see what I'm doing and how I'm moving, they fall in love with it. And that's why people like, I could call somebody like Redman or Big Daddy Kane a friend. It's been a crazy ride, but at the same time, I make sure to stay up with the times. I mean, I'd like to say that I kind of split it half and half. And while some people more know me for the boom bap and the hip hop like that, I also, I mean, you'll see in the freestyle I do here today that I'm very versatile. I do a lot of different things. The same way that I could really feel so comfortable rapping on a boom bap 90s hip hop beat is the same way that I could feel comfortable rapping on a beat that sounds 100% like today. So it's a versatility thing too. I think a lot of people see that I could do everything and that you can't put me in a box, and it makes them feel like, damn, this kid is somebody to look out for.
You're definitely diverse, and your resume at your age, 14, you're recognized as the youngest rapper to perform at the legendary Lyricist Lounge.
Yeah.
Can you basically tell us how this happened?
It was real. I was in school one day and I got a DM. That's how a lot of shit happened. I got a DM from like the dudes who run Lyricist Lounge, and they're like, yo, we're doing a show at SOB's. Benny the Butcher's headlining. Talib Kweli is hosting the show, and we want you to come through. And it was crazy because I was 14 at the time, so they had to like kind of sneak me through the back. I had to stay downstairs before I was going on, but they were like, yo, Benny the Butcher's coming down to come and like talk to you. So me and Benny sat in the room downstairs where they were keeping me because I was like not old enough to be upstairs type shit. And he just dropped gems for an hour and gave me all kinds of advice. I got to talk to Talib Kweli. And then I went on stage and I did my thing. And it was like, after that, the whole room, that's one of the shows where I felt like the entire room resonated with me. Like there wasn't even one person in the crowd that wasn't feeling it or was into some different type of shit. They just saw a 14-year-old kid who should be listening and sounded like something completely different to go up on that stage and drop bars and lyrics and do that sound. So it was a night where I got a lot of respect in the city and from the culture. I made a lot of connections, and it's probably one of my favorite days even to this date that I've ever been a part of in hip hop.
It's crazy. I'm curious, what else do you have going on for 2024?
It's a lot. Anything that comes on my table, I really try and do. I'm not really opposed to doing anything. Whenever an opportunity comes at me and I'm able to take that opportunity, I always take the opportunity because there's no time to say no to things. If something's gonna put you at the next level, then you have to take it because you never know if that's gonna be the thing. So that's what it's been like for me. I've been in the studio probably more now than I've ever been in my entire life, experimenting, making all different kinds of music, staying consistent obviously on the social media platforms, doing freestyles and performing at shows, and just ultimately trying to grow my brand and my exposure and my fan base. And I definitely think that this is the year that it's about to get taken to the next level for real.
Speaking of the next level, let's manifest some things.
Yeah.
Say for instance, a deal is on the table. What label do you know would do best for your sound for the future?
See, when I was younger, I used to like speculate like, oh, I want to sign to this label, I want to sign to this label. But being in the game and in the industry, you're gonna learn fast that what you see from the outside really isn't what it is. I've had opportunities on the table from labels that I looked up to as a kid, and that has artists signed to it that I looked up to as a kid. And you know, it all sounds great when they talking to you until they put that paperwork on the table. And I'm not the artist that's trying to blow up right now and then have that fall off. I'm trying to have longevity. I'm trying to do this thing forever. I want this to be my life. I want this to be the shit that feeds my kids, that can put my parents into retirement. Like, this is the shit that I'm on right now. And if there's any label, whether it's an indie label or a major label, if the paperwork is right and they're supplying what they should be supplying, and it's less of like, oh, I'm gonna sign you to a 360 deal and just take all your money, and it's quick like this and quick like that, and we might shelf you, whatever. Like, I want to have, if I do ever sign to a label, I want it to be a label that is gonna be like a partner with me, you know, that's gonna work with me to push me because they see the value in what I'm making and what I'm putting out. So whether that's Rock Nation or a lower level indie, a lower level indie label, I'm not opposed to listening to anything. When that right paperwork comes on my table, I'm gonna know, I'm gonna feel it, and it's gonna really say it, and that's where I'm gonna go. But until then, that's what it is.
Def Jam been doing pretty good. I was in Def Jam. They've been catering to your sound in a sense.
If Def Jam hit me and the right paperwork came on the table, I would do it. I would love to walk around town saying, yo, I'm on Def Jam, whatever. Like, you grow up saying, like, you wanting to say that shit. I would love to say that, but ultimately, it has to make sense. You see all your favorite artists on the interviews and stuff, and the one thing that they all say is make sure that paperwork is right, because if it's not right, you're gonna put yourself into some trouble. Because either they're gonna shelf you and you're not gonna be able to accomplish your dream, or you're gonna blow up and you're not gonna make your money the way you're supposed to be making your money. You're not gonna own your shit, and you're gonna have to jump through all different types of hoops for no reason. It's not for me.
I love asking that question because for me, that's the best answer, because you have to read your paperwork or get a lawyer that.
Yeah, hell yeah, for sure. I can't read the paper. I'm no fucking law student, but that's.
I kind of asked that question as a curveball, but you got it.
No, for sure. If you're an artist out there that you're trying to come up and some label puts the thing on the table, if you're in it for the money and just the money and there's some money on the table, then I'm not telling you not to do that. But if you're in this because you're confident about yourself and your music and you know that you got something and you know that this can be your life, don't move forward unless you know that everything is in the right place and it is as it should be, because you can't rob yourself like that or spite yourself. It's not right.
Well, Lil Dee, thank you for coming by, and we know you're gonna come back to us. Not gonna be Lil Dee then, you know?
Yeah, nah, next time I'm here, it's gonna be a different name. Yeah. But for now.
Still the same game plan though.
Facts, but for now, you could tap in on my social medias, the Lil Dee Raps, LILDEE RAPS, YouTube, fucking Instagram, TikTok, and you can find me on all streaming services, just Lil Dee. But when you see that Danny James pop up in your recommended, just know it's me.
We ready. So
yeah, I'm ready.
Before you leave us, last but not least, tell us why you still got the juice.
I still got the juice because I've been on the grind. It'll be 10 years this upcoming year. I've been on the grind. I've been working hard. I've been spitting bars. And I don't let them put me in a box. It's a fact.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, Lil Dee, it's a wrap.